Hello and welcome to another audio analysis. In today's video we'll be taking a look at the track To The Flowers by the British metalcore band While She Sleeps. This is the third track to be released from the band's upcoming 6th studio album titled Self Hell, which is due to release on the 29th of March. And we've already got to hear two very interesting tracks from the album so far. Certainly that title track, Self Hell, certainly had some very zany sounds, kind of referencing back to some very 90s sounding elements on that initial track. Then we also have Down featuring Alex Taylor of Malevolence as well, where we saw them return to that typical While She Sleeps aggressive sound. And certainly with this album it seems like it's going to be exploring a lot of dark themes. I mean, the title of the album actually gives it away, kind of living in your own self-hell and really exploring mental attitudes and things like that, which the band really do seem to love to put a lot of focus on. So will this latest track bloom into something beautiful or simply wither away? Let's take a look at exactly how it sounds.
And we hope somehow through time, through outward events, through political action, through organization, that things will become normal, sane and healthy. But I'm afraid they will never will.
You can really see the beauty coming through on the emotive side of this piece of music, and certainly the video that's associated with it as well. You can really feel the cinematic side of the band really coming through. It's something they've said they love to do. They love to kind of have these big breakdowns, these big riffs, but they also love to dip into the more emotive sounds and things that really speak to them. And it certainly feels like a song and a video that can really apply to everybody. It's focused around relationships and tragedy, grief, things like that. We really see the ebb and flow of relationships, the highs and lows that really come through, and we're getting that in some of the lyrics as well. We're all high as the gods and as low as the demons, but she's alone. We can really see these high points where you just feel like this euphoric feeling within yourself, but also these much darker elements that really come through. And we've certainly seen that tying with a lot of the ideas that we are seeing from this album, from the tracks we have heard so far. And I love in the videography as well, the idea of the male character showing up to this drive-in movie theatre, seeing these memories on the big screen, almost reflecting, kind of using this smart imagery for metaphors of the idea of him looking back on his memories of these moments moments where they first met, this piano being used, and then in later scenes we see it burn down, so you can really see kind of him trying to almost purge himself of some of these memories that he's had of this person that he's been with. We can certainly see some of the dark ideas that are coming through, such as substance misuse, and him kind of having to be on his own, and kind of all these good memories that he had being mixed in with the bad ones, and really focusing very heavily on the ideas of grief and what it can do to people. And I like how we're almost seeing it different pieces of the actual relationship as well. It's jumping from different areas, really showing you these waves of these highs and lows really coming across. So I really like the way the band have blended that in to the actual track. I'm really not focusing too much heavily on the actual lyrics, really letting the video do a lot of the heavy lifting on this. I'm staring at myself, scared of all I can't feel, and I'm dancing on the edge. You can really see these moments of these darker tones really coming through. They're punching at the doorbell, trying not to wake the neighbours. Now, so even just this idea of just the descriptive punching at the doorbell, really you can just see the aggression that's coming across on this part of the track, taking all sentiment and starting at the end. Pain in single measures, try not to wake the neighbours. Now, so again, just constantly taking on this pain, not being able to really deal with it because you're going to this point where you're really struggling. But I love the way that it's just really showing the difference between the highs and lows. It's not solely focusing on the negative, it's really showing something that almost every listener can connect with. What a very potent track that was, coming in from the band, really playing with the heartstrings, really pulling on the emotive side, and something they love to explore, and doing it through some very, very smart choices, not only in the music but also really bringing it across, especially in the videography, by making this short film that really accompanies the track very, very well, showing some really key potent messages. The idea of trying to drown out your sorrows, obviously they attempted to kind of just remove yourself because you can't deal with the grief. The idea of burning down the piano, kind of burning away or purging away those memories. So I really love the way they really showed that how people can deal with grief, how kind of being grief stricken can take you to the far ends of what you're willing to do. But really just, I like that last moment, really having the guy or the male character return and have somebody there to kind of hold him, to kind of take that pain away, or certainly try and make things seem that little bit better. So they really covered that very, very strongly with the actual video itself. And even on the musical side, I love the way we had this long extended intro, just letting the music really carry a lot of the emotion, certainly from Sean Long, with a lot of these very frantic sounding lead guitar riffs that we did have coming through. through, really adding to this franticness that somebody's feeling when they're not sure what to do. Their mind is working a million miles an hour, and really just kind of slowing things down on every so often. Also with some of the drum work that we did see from Adam Savage as well, almost like these patterns where you're kind of falling down a cliff into the pit of despair just by tumbling down it with some of the patterns he was including. So I love the way the band did that, and touching on the idea of the highs and lows, high as the gods, low as the demons, again reflecting on this idea of heaven and hell, really showing the contrast very, very well and so beautifully between the highs and lows of relationship and tackling grief and lots of other emotions as well, certainly more on the negative side. And as we did move through the track, I love some of the lyrics that we did have. I miss the optimist who told me I need nothing. You do need these things in life almost to really get through it, so you need something there to kind of latch yourself onto, who said the consequence was equal to the moment. So really reflecting and being in the present as well, not just kind of getting to the end of life and having all these regrets. So we see a lot of that. I wish for the start while I pray for the end. So really again just showing these beautiful contrasts in a lot of these lyrics. You kind of wish you could go right back to the start, so that where the relationship began, and change things and really make things happen in a different way so they don't meet this rather gruesome end, but you're kind of praying for them because you don't have this person with you anymore and you really don't want to continue without them. So it really shows a very passionate form of love in the actual lyrics and in the video as well. They're taking everything for granted, the idea of you never know what's around the corner, so really living in the moment and remembering all those good moments that you may have with somebody. And even as we do head towards the end of the track, it's too late, nothing's gonna change at all. So really showing that regret coming through as well, that maybe you didn't do something to stop something sooner. Certainly with the video we see the ideas of drug misuse, substance misuse, so that guilt that also comes through. So really just tying in so many emotions into this track, and again the band really showing something different for this upcoming album. We've seen 3 tracks that have explored very, very different sounds, one being very zany, one being very kind of rooted in metalcore, and certainly this really playing with that more emotive side that the band have explored. And I also love the title as well, the idea of To the Flowers, the idea of kind of going to the grave, effectively throw flowers on the grave. So again, something that's often tied with a lot of these emotions of grief and things like that. So a very smart choice in terms of the title of the track as well, and the many metaphors that you can tie in to flowers and grief, and the idea of blooming as well, the idea of giving it to a partner, giving them flowers as a celebration. So it ties in so well. I really do think this track is the complete package. So there we have it, our third taste from Self-Hell, the band's upcoming 6th studio album. But as always, feel free to let me know your thoughts about this track in the comments section below. How do you think it lives up to the other 2 tracks that we have heard? Or is it one of these songs that really just did pull on your heartstrings? I would love to know your thoughts. Also, if you would like to see more While She Sleeps content, I have covered the 2 other tracks from this upcoming album in previous videos, so you can find links to those in the description of this video. And if you would like to see more content like this in general, then please do feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next Audio Analysis.